Thank you, Minister. Senator Bede.
Thank you, President. Now, my question is to the Minister, representing the Minister for Climate Change and Energy. Given the member for New England has introduced a bill to repeal Australia's legislated net zero target and the growing public discontent over skyrocketing energy prices, how does your government justify, clinging to a policy that delivers neither environmental certainty nor energy affordability for Australian families and Australian businesses? Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Babet. Senator Ayres.
Well, thank you, Senator Babet, and I do sincerely thank you for this this question, and reflect that it's not necessary for Senator Canavan to ask this question, or Senator Antic to ask this question, or Senator Nampijinpa Price to ask this question, because it's all one team over here. All one team over here on the question of policy certainty around energy policy, the approach that the Australian government takes on climate change, on rebuilding and modernising our electricity system. There's complete unanimity across all of this show over here who never learnt the lesson, in 2022. And certainly didn't learn the lesson. Didn't learn the lesson in 2025.
Senator Ayres, I am going to draw you back to the question. Thank you. Order. Order. Senator Wong.
President, respectfully, if I could submit, the question does go to net zero, and the minister's wind-up, albeit it's quite a lengthy one, actually is about the policy position on net zero.
Thank you, Senator Wong, and I did allow some leniency for Senator Ayres to get to the question, and when he didn't, in what I thought was a timely manner, I drew the question to his attention. Minister Ayres.
You were very lenient, President, very lenient indeed, and I was getting ahead of myself. I was. Net zero, for Senator Babet's information through you, Chair, is really a basic maths concept. We've reached. I just want to set it out, a little bit of clarity for the team over here. We've reached net zero emissions when the amount of greenhouse gas that we emit into the atmosphere is no more than what is removed. Senator Babet, Senator Cash has asked. I should have included you in the list of potential askers. The sort of silly billies over here on energy policy. Now, if you're inclined to interject, Senator Cash, perhaps you could explain how it is that you've been defying your leader, repudiating her authority. Already week 2, first weekend of a sitting fortnight, you're up and about.
The time for answering has expired, and I will remind you as well to direct your comments to the chair. Senator Babet, first supplementary.
That was excellent. Thank you for that. Now, Minister, since the government adopted net zero, it has repeatedly promised to lower our energy bills. Now, since we got net zero, electricity has gone up by 31% and gas has gone up by 40%. Why hasn't net zero lowered our power bills as we were promised? And do you guarantee, Minister, that net zero in the future is going to lower our bills?
Thank you, Senator Babet. Minister Ayres.
Well, one thing that I can guarantee, Senator Babet, is that the cheapest form of energy, the cheapest electricity system for Australia, if you're remotely interested in certainty, affordability, reliability, is renewables backed up by storage and backed up by gas. That's the truth of the matter.
Order.
And that's why what's left of a sensible position coming from the opposition on the other side, I assume, is out there briefing journalists to say we're desperately unhappy, desperately unhappy with the position that's been adopted by some of the characters over here. Because the one thing that you can guarantee will drive up electricity prices and drive away investment in Australian manufacturing capability in the energy system is the sort of policy incoherence we're seeing over
Minister.
here.
The time for answering has expired. Senator Babet, second supplementary.
Thank you, President. Look, Minister, will your government rule out introducing additional taxes, carbon levies or price-based mechanisms in the future to enforce this net zero compliance on Australian businesses and consumers?
Thank you, Senator Babet. Minister Ayres.
Look, the government's policy is very straightforward and it's there for everybody to see. And it was endorsed strongly at the last election. And we've got a job to do to get about continuing to make sure that we're building more electricity generation, more transmission capability so that firms like Tomago Aluminium have got access to the low-price electricity that they need. We've got a job to do delivering for Australians, not the kind of complete policy incoherence that is dominating what's going on over here. And you see what's happened. You see what's happened last week. And for the first hour of House of Representatives this morning really displayed what's on show.
Senator Hanson.
Relevant to the question, will you give your word that there's no increased taxes or to the renewables that you're pushing?
Thank you, Senator
Relevance to
Hanson.
the
Thank
question.
you, Senator Hanson. The minister is being relevant. Minister.
Well, there certainly won't be increased taxes. What there'll be is certainty. Certainty about what our framework is. Unless the old sort of Joyce and Boyce show over here, all the sort of bulls in the paddock over there, desperately trying to undermine
Minister.
the poor old leader of the opposition.
Expired. Senator Bragg.